of this online features like animations. I'll be making you understand everything through animations, videos, simulations, and all that. Moreover, we will be using dual teacher methodology. Now, what is this dual teacher methodology? This dual teacher advantage, dual teacher methodology. We will be having a master teacher, and in this hour session, Apur Mathur sir will be there. So what he will be doing, he will be explaining or the concept, or if it is a very important one, he will be doing that part, right? If there will be any doubt or any additional info is required, I'll be there to clear your concepts, right? Only the important ones, right? He will be taking only the important ones, and rest will be taken by me. There is no worries. So every important topics will be taught to you by two teachers instead of one. So right, so you will get to know more about each of the topics, right? This is the quick info about this platform. Now, guys, I guess you all are 12 pass out students, right? Vipul and Sunil. You can reply me in this chat box. You all are 12 pass out students, right? Yes. You all are 12 pass out students, right? Is it yes? Right. In 12th means right now you will be giving the 12th examination, right? This year only you will be giving the 12th examinations, right? This year only, right? So you will be considered as only 12th pass out students, right? Now, here you have learned about the Gauss laws. You already know about, sir, what is Gauss law and electric field, right? So what questions are, what basically we are going to study in this session, right? What basically we are going to study in this session, just like in this question, you are looking this slide. Find the charge on the inner surface and outer surface of both the spherical cells. See, question number 1. When it is being earthed, it is a conducting shell. So here we need to know what is the basic meaning of earthing. We need to know what the conductor's speciality is. We need to know how we will be distributing the charges, right? So these are very questions whose answer we will be learning in this session, in this entire demo session. So let me begin. So this is one second question here. As you can see, this was the first question, question number 1, and find the charge density of both the inner and outer surface. Charge density is 1. Here also you are looking at the same kind of question. There are 3 spherical cells. Here 2 spherical cells were there. Here we have 3 spherical cells, and here we have plates, charged plates. One of the plate has a charge, and we need to find charges distributed on this plate X and plate Y. So these questions of distributing charges, right, we will be discussing today in this session on charge distribution, how in various scenarios charge gets distributed. So it's technically a very important one as JEE point of view. So let me start with the theoretical portions here. The very first theoretical we need to understand is flux. What is flux, right? So flux is a very general concept, right? So if you think that, sir, it is only linked to electricity. When flux is related to electricity, it is called electric flux. When the flux is related to magnetism, we call it magnetic flux. When the flux is related to water, it is called water flux, or liquid, it is called liquid flux. When it is related to air, it is called air flux, or you can generally term it as a fluid flux. So the very important thing, sir, what is flux? Now I'll explain it with a very simple example. Very simple example. Flux is the measurement of flow of a quantity through an area. That quantity could be anything. Through a particular area, how much of that quantity is flowing is the flux. Through a particular area, how much of that quantity is flowing is the flux. Suppose I have a bottle. So if you want to ask me, sir, what is a flux? Suppose this is a bottle. So are you able to look my video? Not this slide. Are you able to look my video, Vipul? Are you able to look at my video? right? I have a bottle in my hand. I have a bottle in my hand, right? So this, sir, what is the purpose of calculating flux, right? What does it signify practically? So I have a bottle in my hand, right? And I open the tap. Suppose there is a tap, I open the tap. So people just answer me. If you want all the water, you don't want that any of the water spills out of the bottle. You want that all the water from the tap goes into the bottle. So how will you align the bottle's mouth? Like this, case one, a vertical alignment, or a angular alignment, or a horizontal alignment. How you want the bottle mouth to be? A vertical alignment. Very good. It's a very genuine notion. So if I keep the bottle vertically, all the water will flow into it. Means all the quantity is going to flow into it. That is what I will be calling water flux through this mouth of the bottle. How much of the water is flowing through this mouth of the bottle? And that is what its practical significance is. You need to calculate. Now suppose because of any kind of reasons, any reason, I cannot keep the bottle vertically because there is much lesser space downward. You might have encountered such situations, right, people? There could be many possibilities where I cannot keep the bottle vertically. If I put the bottle inclined, not all the water will be flowing through the bottle's mouth. Some amount of water enters into the mouth, rest will fall vertically downward. We have encountered this situation, right? Right, people? And suppose if we keep the bottle horizontally like this, will any water will flow through the mouth if I open the tap? If any will any water goes into the bottle? Is it possible? No. So calculating the amount of flux, right, gives us the quantity of that flow of quantity of that object, or whatever we are whatever quantity we are concerned with through that particular area. That is what flux is, right, people? This is the general notion of the flux. Right, now let us understand what is electric flux. See, flux you understood, right, people? What is flux you understood, right? Now we will be getting into electric flux, because I don't want to we do not want to understand what is liquid flux or what is fluid flux. We need to understand, our concern is that we need to understand what is liquid flux. So let's see. Let me start this. Apoorv sir will be there to explain you what is liquid flux. Let's see.
Title has got two words: electric flux. Thermal flux, absolutely. Gravitational flux, yes, of course. Flux means quantified flow of energy. Before we quantify, qualitatively, what energy are we talking about? In case of hydraulic, what energy? In case of heat, which energy? Clearly, the flow of energy diagrammatically can be represented by lines. Not straight lines all the time, but lines. In other words,